Welcome to the Judith TV show. Form, today's hottest celebrity relationship gist, secret romances exposed, shocking breakups shaking the internet, and couples everyone is talking about. Which gist do you believe? And which is just hype? Stay tuned for more. Welcome to the Judith TV show.
Hello, lovelies. Welcome to my channel, the Judy TV show. As you all know, I talk about marriage and marriage-related trending issues. And I'm your girl, Judith, with a touch of Ifeanyi. That's the latest. Friends, um, this Emeka Ugwuonye, the DPA man, matter has been trending for quite some time now. You know, the way he has been dragging May, and then I saw a post actually he made. He stated about 14 points of what he said and then summarized it by saying that May is a bloody liar. And then there were some points I can't, I just hope I'll be able to remember all because I want to react to that. And I also want to react to some people, that are also expressed their opinion based on what the man said. But it's majorly going to be on the man, the man in question, that is Mecca Ugwoye. I think it's no longer news that Mecca Ugwoye is debarred. The Supreme Court of Nigeria wrote him way back in 2018, but the effect of the debarment, it took effect from 2017. I wouldn't know that of America, but at least let me talk about Nigeria, the one that the letter is out there. So they debarred him, they tried him and found him breaching the rules of engagement as a legal practitioner, So they debarred him from practicing and parading himself as a lawyer. Like I said, since 2017. So, fast forward to when he started having, talking about May matter, the divorce case with between May and Yo, bringing out the story updates on the social media. Obviously, he sends somebody to the court, and then at the end of the day, they will brief him, and then he in turn will come and brief people. Meanwhile, the DPA, I wouldn't know the meaning of DPA, but the DPA law clinic that he runs, according to him, is into helping women that to get justice, women that are, either maltreated by their husbands or their in-laws or whatever. That is basically what that clinic is all about. So it was not far from, what he does by him getting involved with May's case, right? Because there are two issues, two sides to this. If May engaged his services, which I don't think, because since he doesn't go to court, what would it now be? Maybe there's a gentleman agreement that, okay, I'll be presenting this case, giving updates to your fans or to your followers or to the people that we call May Nation, so that they will be abreast of what is happening, or, be updated on how far your case with you is going and all that. Maybe there's just a gentleman agreement. The reason why I say there's two sides to it is that if there's that kind of a gentleman agreement and then May was to pay him and all that, that's a different ballgame altogether. But if there's nothing like that, because I don't, like I said, there's just no way the man will be his legal representative because he has been debarred, so he cannot even go to court. He's not practicing, you know So maybe I'm just saying maybe because I'm not certain, there's a gentleman agreement that, okay, I'll be since I have the platform and this is what my clinic does, and then, there's an injustice here being meted out to you by your husband and all that, and the woman in his life now, maybe I'll just be giving updates after every court session, so that your fans and your followers can know what is happening and all that, and know that at least you're okay and that things are progressing and so on and so forth. So I want to believe that that's probably might be the gentleman agreement. But if it is not a gentleman agreement, that is a case of maybe there's an official agreement for him to be doing that for me, there should have been a letter to that effect, but we didn't see that letter. Even when the Ugonyo of a man was saying that he has ceased to represent me, there's no official letter. He just came out and said it on social media. We expected that he should have put out a letter to that effect to me. But that's not where I'm going to. Where I'm going to is this. As a legal profession, the legal profession is one of the professions all over the world that is so much respected, that is held in high esteem. And that is why when any of their own can just do anything, they don't find it funny. They go all out, try the person, and then met out the punishment that is due to the person, especially if it's one that attracts such, or one that deserves such. So the question is, if May engaged Emeka, did Emeka tell her that he's the bad? Because I mean, if you are the bad as a lawyer, and then somebody is approaching you, assuming the person does not know, maybe the person didn't take out time to go to Google to find out one or two things about you, did he at any point in time tell May that he is the bad, that he cannot go to represent her in a law court? Or did he just say, okay, let me just be bringing updates on social media? I don't know what is agreed. But whatever thing that is agreed, whether payment is involved and all that, it was now later discovered that Emeka in question will now be telling people, if you want to register, you come and pay, I think 50,000 naira or something, you come and pay to be a member. That was maybe a member of the clinic, if you have an issue, so that he can help you to handle the issue. Maybe that was what he now wanted to extend to main nation, so that he can have them register, and then probably he will now be the one that will be controlling. And once he has them registered with him, and he has that number of followers that are May Nation, it will be easier for him to also be manipulating or controlling May, so that whatever thing that he wants the woman to do, if May doesn't do it, he can hit hard, like we're just seeing playing out now. However, when he now said that he's ceasing to be the legal representative of May, which I don't think he was, because if it's the bad, then you can't be a legal representative of any person. Now, when he now came out and made that post and said he's ceasing to be, he's no longer going to be, I expected that this man would have moved on with the usual thing he was doing with other women that are experiencing one injustice or the other. But he now left that and now descended solely on May, telling all stories about May and what. So you begin to wonder what actually went wrong. I recall I did a video where the particular time where he was saying that he was angry with May because May didn't come to say when some May Nation members started attacking him, that May didn't come to say thank you DPA. And I made a video that time, and I said to the man, I said, look, May cannot say that. If May should say that, then May is implicating herself. That means whatever thing you have said to anybody, May is taking responsibility. And she didn't ask you to go and abuse anybody or ask you to go and do anything to anybody. And I said to him, listen, if there's any particular person, whether a main nation, whether or just an individual that decided to set his or her ring light to now say, okay, no, what between me and you and Judy, this is my opinion and this is my opinion. Whatever, whoever that, runs you down in one way or the other, get the person and then handle the person. You can sue the person, or you can talk back at the person, or whatever. Or you can report the person's page, because I think that is the in thing that is now going on. Okay, but when you now left the person that told you something, and then you are now descending on somebody who is not even aware, or who did not ask this person to come and insult you or whatever, I don't know how fair that is. And then, at that time where he was giving updates about May and Yul matter, there was a time he told us that, made a video on that Yul was beating, he started beating May after Kambili's death. There was also a time he said that May Euro refused to pay Daniel's school fees. That when Daniel asked him, he said he should go to the mother. That the mother makes more money than him. There was also a time he said that because Yul started beating May, that was why May rushed to court to get a restriction order to restrict Yul from coming to the house. All manner of things the man was saying that time. Okay, as an update in favor of May. So what wonders what now happened? Is it because this woman didn't say thank you DPA as he says? He said thank you DPA, which would have implicated her. Okay, and then if she didn't say that and you withdraw from the favor that you are doing her, you should have just moved on. So why are you now hitting back? However, we're also aware that May sued them himself and Yinka Tessian. Yinka Tessian has also been, defaming May. We recall when she decided to put out her personal phone number there, that everybody, in fact, it was that because of that phone number that she put out there, that May's personal phone number that she put out there, that made Lincoln to now say, no, I prefer to have my peace than be in this kind of a relationship. Somebody you cannot control, somebody you cannot say, don't do this or don't do that. After all, I was the person that gave you May's number. Now said, okay, or gave your number, either gave Yinka's number to May or so, because May had issues with her Instagram account and all that. And Lincoln now said that there's somebody that helped me, a friend of mine. Let me link you up to her so that she can also help you. That was how that phone number issue now came about, which I'm certain that a good number of us are aware of. But what now happened is that Yinka now continued, defaming me, talking things that shouldn't be. That a lot of people were like, Madam, what is actually the problem? This woman didn't ask Yinka, Lincoln, Link, to terminate the relationship. So what is your problem with her? Every now and then it has always been May in the negative light. At the end of the day, May now sued both of them to court. Now, that cease and desist letter, it was a cease and desist letter. That cease and desist letter is not a suit. It's not a suit. What it simply means is that, please, I'm warning you, these things that you're talking about, stop mentioning my name, stop calling me, stop, saying I'm this, I'm saying I'm that. Please cease and desist from doing that. It's only when the person, and usually cease and desist letter has time line, something like within 24 hours, within web, or generally stop. But if the person doesn't now stop, then that's where a suit can probably follow. That is, if the person still wants to pursue the person can now sue the person. But this one is not a suit. Now, this is not a suit, yet Emeka now went gaga. Like I said, I saw the post where he mentioned 14 things like that. First of all, he said that you never wanted to marry May. Okay, if you never wanted to marry May, how is that a problem? There are a lot of people that didn't want to marry somebody. At the end of the day, they changed their mind. There are people that dated for 5 years or 2 years or 3 years or even 10 years and parted ways. That guy say, I won't marry this way. Then the lady moved on. The guy moved on. Somewhere along the line, they both met and they got married. So how is that an offense? Okay, if you never wanted to marry May, the impression is that, okay, maybe he doesn't love May, right? Okay, if he didn't want to marry May, ab initio, why was you now begging May to stay or to come back or not to leave him? That is somebody you don't love. So you see, the man is, what I feel is that maybe he feels that, or he senses that there's going to be a lawsuit that is going to, follow this cease and desist letter. So he now wanted to, spill it all out in all the lies and everything, so that if he's going in for it, the lies he left there on the social media, people will now be struggling whether to believe it or not. Some people will buy that and then, take it off from there, and some other people will say, no, it is not true. I think that's just what the man is trying to do, because why would you now come and be telling that kind of lies? Aside that one that he now said that you married May because he was pregnant for Daniel. That was why he didn't want to marry her. Ladies and gentlemen, that is watching me or that is listening to me, Yul and May got married in 2004, October 2004. That means October this year, they will be exactly 21 years in marriage. But distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Daniel just clocked 20. If Daniel is 22, you would have just said, okay, or 21 plus, you would have just said, okay, it's because of her that they married. But Daniel is not even up to 21. So how do you now come and say it's because of that you married? Okay, he married her because of a pregnancy, and then they still had 3 more. He didn't say no. Okay, you that you're saying that he didn't want to marry me, Judy Austin, that is somebody's wife that left her husband's house because of you. Because the man said that while she was with him, he was dating you. He was in the process of, okay, get me a house in Enugu, probably so that he could be closer to where she and you will be meeting. The man said, no, the children are still tender, and then we live in Onitsha. Your school is in Oka. From Onitsha to Oka, they are all those cities are both in Anambra State. From Onitsha to Oka is closer than from Enugu, that is another state altogether, to Oka. So why do you want to go to Enugu? Why do you want me to get you a house in Enugu? You and Judy now made plans and then carried her stuff back to Enugu, and then now got a house for her. Then the adultery now started in full force. So you that now left the person that he was supposed to marry, or I mean the person that he didn't want to marry, then he didn't now see another person that he loves to marry. It is somebody's wife that he dragged out from the husband's house that has two children for the man that is now 16 and 14, that the man said for the past 10 years he has not seen them. Mecca, how do you justify what you're saying? And I can't remember another. Okay, then the popular one, the loan that you talked about. He said May got a loan to do a BBL. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, that's why I said this man is just telling lies for nothing. Apparently, he doesn't want to go down alone, or he doesn't want to go down without raising any dust. Now, BBL, if you ask people, if you know any person that has done BBL, I think it costs between 2 million and 3 million. So, May now collected loan from 3 banks just to go and do BBL. Hmm? Good. Now, the bank number one, bank number two, bank number three, they are all banks in Nigeria. And we all know that before you collect loan from any bank, there's something that is called collateral that you present. So, which collateral did she present to the first bank, the second bank, and the third bank? And banks, they have interconnectivity. In fact, there's a department in the Central Bank of Nigeria, that is in charge of all the banks. So that if you're taking a loan from a particular bank, because of that interconnectivity, there's it shows, because they will even ask you in the form that they ask you to fill out, that you have taken a loan from another bank that you have not yet paid. So at the same time, she took loan from 3 banks. Okay, maybe 1 million now to go and do BBL of 3 million naira. And that time, May had already started doing endorsements. So May does not have 3 million naira to go and do BBL she wants to do. Meanwhile, the thing that they are calling BBL, this body shape, what is it called now? Waist trimmer body shape. Once you start wearing it, quite often, the next thing that you see that it develops your bum bum and it develops your bust. Go and ask, and that this lady, that was the person she advertised that waist trainer for, Anita Joseph. Check Anita Joseph, check her figure. You will see a lady that will wear that trainer. Her tummy will be so far inside, but she'll have a big bum bum and she'll have a big bust. Is that waist trainer? There's no surgery anywhere. So you are now saying that she took loan to go and do that, which is also a lie. Oh, that you didn't permit that. Between you and Mary, who is richer? Between May and you, who is richer? Meanwhile, this loan that Mecca is talking about was May that said it herself. The sales she made in London when she introduced her products in London, we made a range of products or something in London. I think this year or so. Yeah, I think this year that she introduced. That was when she said she took that. May had a supermarket. That supermarket, in the course of this May Euro Judy Magana, that supermarket, they went and looted that supermarket. Nobody knows the people that went and looted, because there was a CCTV, and that was the first thing they burnt. They went and looted that supermarket, took all the hard currencies she has there, and then burnt down the whole shop. That is a woman that went to borrow money. The money that we're talking about was that supermarket they had, because they were selling electrical appliances, fridges, ACs, and what have you. She said so. And when they took that money loan, you was aware, because it was two of them that took. But when what happened, because she refused to accept polygamy, you now walked away and left the loan for her to pay. That was what May said. But Emeka now decided to coin it to be that he used that to do BBL. That is the same Emeka that said that it was Judy Austin that accused me of doing BBL, that she didn't do any BBL. All of a sudden, Emeka is now saying that May did BBL. So that what will happen? So that people will hate her for doing what? For doing what to you? Who borrows 1 million naira to go and do it? So three banks will just come and give somebody. Go to one of the banks. Just go to one of the banks and ask bank for a loan. The form they will give you to fill out. You see all the information they require there. So you know it is not easy for somebody at the same time to get loan for three banks from three banks. But that shop, they were using that shop as a collateral when Yul and May was still together. That they got that loan for to buy products to equip their shop. But at the same time, when what happened now happened, because May walked away and said no, he doesn't want a polygamy. You walked away and left the loan for her to pay. Of course, he doesn't have the money. The man that is saying that he didn't tell you, the Lexus Jeep that you is using up until now, ask you how the car came about. Just ask him how the vehicle came about, whether May has a hand in it or not. So why are you rushing? I can't remember all that things as if I remember any now when I say I will bring it up again and address that. But having said that, I now saw a woman that was now saying that it is good that Mecca has said the truth, that all in the she's seen in the comment section that people are saying leave her like that. We know that she's leave her like that. She's okay for us like that. That means you people know that it is true that this man is saying, but you people are saying that, Madam, what is true? And that is a married woman. That woman is I can't remember the name of her page or something, but that is a married woman and also a mother. In this whole process, May lost her first son, like we all know, a 16-year-old boy. So what is true? As if you have not gone to the bank to make a request that you want to obtain a loan and see what they will tell you. And then somebody will now come and collect loan from three banks in Nigeria. Not that he went and collected one in US, another one in UK, the one in Nigeria, all in Nigeria. And it is possible. And what she's borrowing from them is 1 million to go and do boobs. That you know it was because of that belt she was using, that Anita's belt, because she influenced for Anita at I think after a year or two, then they terminated the thing. But she did it for I think just a year. So how do you now come out and be saying, okay, you didn't want to marry me, but you now married me, and the thing lasted for 18 years. Somebody you don't want to marry, and they lasted for 18 years. And then the man is still begging. The man is still begging her, please don't go, please don't leave me. We saw the first apology that you put out there on the social media, where he was saying, I've done I've always been a good father, I've always been a good husband, I've done 99 things right. Is he only this one? That is the man that you say never wanted to marry. That is the man that you're giving the pressure that he doesn't love his wife. See photographs of Yul and Daniel. I recall when that Yul had that accident that almost took his life. Thank God for saving his life. He said that the first picture he kept on seeing was the first picture of his daughter Danielle. And that is the girl that you said the man is an unwanted baby. Meanwhile, Danielle is not up to 21. She just clocked 20 April this year. And by this year, their marriage will be 21. So if she had been pregnant before, then Danielle should have been 21 or even 22. So why are you now trying to rubbish this woman? Well, like I said, it is left for May and her legal representatives, okay? If, since the man doesn't want to, back down and face whatever thing that he's doing, maybe even the Nigerian Bar Association, because I recall I also saw another video where a man, this one was even a man, after the man talked and talked and talked, I said, no, you don't behave like this. Lawyers don't do this. You don't disclose whatever thing you discuss with your client. And again, I saw a chart that the maker of a man put out. Where is May's number there? How do you say it's May? How will you prove now that it is May? You just put out a chart, probably a chart you have to another woman, and you say it's May. How do you say it is May? Even if it is May, are you now supposed to put out the what somebody discussed with you? As a lawyer that you said you learned, you studied in Harvard University, yes, university in the US. So how do you now put it out? What about the ethics of the profession? Despite the fact that you are debarred, but at least there's part of the ethics is supposed to be with you. How do you now come and be saying that? What are you now revealing? Are you revealing it for what purpose? If you feel that there's any particular person who is a May supporter or May Nation or whatever, or Judy or whatever, okay, May Nation, why did you not take it out with the person? I'll give you an example. I don't talk about governance. I don't talk about government and all that. Mine is this marriage and marriage related trending issues. But let me just refer to this. Maybe I will not mention names. A well-known person in Nigeria, a well-known political figure in Nigeria, made a statement about the incumbent president of Nigeria. Whether he's right or wrong, that's not what I'm talking about now, but I'm just going somewhere. He made that statement. The security forces that came for him, that wrote even to Meta, owners of Facebook, and wrote to owners of Twitter, they didn't say, okay, all the followers of the guy, all the people that are from his community, every one of you, it started attacking them. No, they came for the guy. They wrote straight to the guy. They wrote to Meta, that is owners of Facebook, and said, take down the account of this guy, take down his page. And they called the guy, wrote the guy, and said, take down the post that you made. So they went for the person that did whatever thing. That's what I'm saying. So if a Mecca, any person had, rubbished you or whatever, why did you not go after those people? Why are you now hanging it on me? Do you think May knows every person that is, sympathizing with her? There are people that are not Nigerian nationals that are, have sympathy, relate with what that woman went through, based on what people say, because she has never come out one day to come and say, okay, this or that or that. For you now to go say, why did you lie or why did you say this? She has never come out to say that. It is now you that is now saying whatever thing, contradicting what you have said before. You now say you is paying the school fees of his children. Meanwhile, you were the one that said that Daniel went to him and he said, no, your mother makes more money than myself. Go to her. All of a sudden, you don't even think of the fact that whether you are sued or not, whether there's a lawsuit that will follow this cease and desist letter or not, you don't think of your credibility. People that might want to come and confide in you, or might want to, engage you for one thing or the other, even if it is for influence something for them on social media. You don't think about that. All you are now thinking about is rubbishing a woman who has not done anything to you. Nobody fights grace and stands. Nobody fights grace and stands. The Bible says, be still and know that I'm God. So long as May is still, God will prove himself. God will prove himself. And who can battle with the Lord? Who can battle with the Lord? If this woman didn't do anything, and this Mecca, nobody has said anything about his wife. I don't even know whether he's married. Nobody has said anything about his children. I don't even know whether he has children. Nobody has said anything about his own. But you're busy rubbishing another person's own. You want me to denounce me nation? How? Those are the people that, any person that are influencing. It's because of those number of people that people are engaging her now. Because those people, once he influences for any brand, they will rush it and buy it off. And you're telling her to, denounce people that she doesn't know. If she had asked somebody, okay, please go and rubbish my husband, or go and rubbish this, or go and rubbish that, then you can tell her, okay, no, you stop, don't stop doing that. But she doesn't even know them. She doesn't. So how do you now expect her to okay, there was a time somebody threatened to kill by Daniel. Did you come out to say anything to the person? Or who came out to told the person, okay, withdraw this threat that you're threatening this lady? He now took it over to Sarah Martins, that May sued Sarah Martins or whatever. Sarah Martins has long apologized to May. And after apologizing to May, she stood her ground. As in, not talking this way or talking that way, unlike that Baba of a man that said somebody told it. It's just that man is just saying what I don't understand. But everybody's entitled to the opinion. Everybody's entitled to the opinion. But don't pretend about anything. Whatever thing you want to say it with your full chest, so that whatever thing that is going to come after it, you bear it. But for this man that is doing all that, to be honest, it's quite unfortunate. It's quite unfortunate. But like I said, I think I understand what the man is trying to do. Since I'm going to go down, let me leave these lies out there, so that these lies can, be attacking me. Whatever thing I pay for the price for whatever thing I've done. Because at this point in time, like I was saying, there was a man that made a video on his page, posted it on page, and he tagged NBA, Nigerian Bar Association. He tagged NBA. In fact, 2 times safe. He tagged NBA. So the NBA, by the time they see it, they will call him to order. No matter, despite the fact that you're debarred, but you cannot be on social media and then be now maybe be duping people or whatever. I recall remember what Apriko bus driver said about his experience with the man. And besides, in Nigeria now, if I'm having a conversation with you on the phone and you didn't tell me, you record what we say. If you record it without my consent, without my knowledge, it's a crime. It's a crime that is punishable by law. Or if you put out that thing that we discussed without telling me, without getting clearance from me, without both of us being in agreement that you should put out there, it's so punishable by law. So if this Mecca has put out, assuming what he has putting out is what he discussed with May, but there's no proof that it's May's number or whatever. But assuming that it is, if you put out what you discussed with the woman without her consent, it's punishable by law. So he should know better since he was a lawyer, or whether he's still a lawyer, because I don't know, he's no longer practicing. So whether it is or was, whichever one, but he should know better. To be honest, join those that are calling on Nigerian Bar Association to to step into this. Otherwise, other people will follow suit. Before you know it, this profession will not be dragged to the mud because people will now start abusing it. Once you confine in your legal representative and all that, he will just mess you up as a client, and it's not good for the profession. It's not good at all for the profession. So this part that this man is doing, should be looked into and then handled, and then let this not. Let this not repeat itself because it's actually getting out of hand. As for the incantation of a woman that said, be ready for the lawsuit and all that, madam, if you like, put a lawsuit there. No, that's not a problem. There are evidences, you should know that before that cease and desist letter was issued to you, there are evidences. And thankfully, you are based in a Western world where their system works so well. So that once that evidence is tendered, you know what that means. So it's all left to you. Uche Madu Abu that you engaged and all that. That one is even willing to say one or two things that you people talked about or agreed on and all that. So if you want to say you are bringing it on, oh well and fine, but let it not be that at the end of the day you will now be saying you don't know what you're doing. I was thinking that at this point in time everybody should have sheathed their sword and then you face what you're doing. But if you're now still descending on this woman who has not offended you, calling her out night and day just to cause her pain, no, it cannot continue like that. Now, for how long is that going to be? She's also a human being. She has blood in her system. So it cannot continue like that. So, guys, that's what I saw. That 14, I can't remember all that the man said there, or maybe he was just repeating himself and all that. But I saw that and I said, okay, let me just respond to it. The you that you're saying that didn't want to love me, he never wanted to marry me. Okay, it's Judy that is somebody's wife that is now married. So why did he now leave Judy? Whether it's a prank or not, why did he now leave you? Why is it that they're having issues now? That Judy is no longer posting as he used to post and all that. You should also be able to defend that since you have decided to be talking with two sides of your mouth. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, let me end this video here. Share your thoughts with me at the comment section, okay? Even though this has been going on for quite some time now, but nonetheless, let me know your opinion at the comment section so we'll have a conversation around that. If you agree with the points I raised, against what the man said or not, let me know at the comment section, okay? Thank you guys for always watching my videos. I see you guys in my next video. Bye for now, dear.